Okay, y'all, we are almost there. Tomorrow is election day. If there is anybody still on the fence about who to vote for, I want you to remember how quickly Trump threw the Asian community into the line of fire by making false accusations about where COVID came from. Do you remember that? That man does not care about you. That man did what he has done with every other group since then. I don't want you to get selective amnesia. That man is not for you. That man is not for your community. That man threw your whole community under the bus. And what happened? Violence. Violence broke out because that man threw your community under the bus with lies. Please do not be fooled. Do not sit this election out. And here's the other thing. I hate when I hear white pundits or white conservatives say, oh, you're only voting for her because she's black. Oh, you're only voting for Obama because he was black. And you're only voting for the other guy because he's white. Like, it's not like they're not doing the same thing. It's not like they're not doing the same thing. They just don't want you to do it. They feel safer seeing a white man in a position of power. Do not fall for the okey doke. Don't fall for it. If the Conservative Party can make you feel like your vote is being manipulated, or that the candidate who is a woman or a person of color isn't as qualified, that's white supremacy in action. And you might not realize that you're being used as a tool of white supremacy. But I have found that with non-black communities of color, the lure of white supremacy, the enticement of being able to look down on other people is irresistible. And listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't fall prey to it too, but I'm a black woman, so I wouldn't know. That man did not hesitate to put your grandmothers and your sisters and your grandfathers in danger. He did not hesitate to put you in harm's way by spouting lies about the Chinese community when COVID was running rampant. Instead of that man acknowledging that he didn't pay attention to sound advice and that's why the virus went crazy. No, he blamed it on a group of people. I just want you to remember that what was promised through white supremacy has not been delivered. We know how important it is for people that look like us to be seen in these positions of authority. And it's so devastating to think about the fact that the marketing of America is non-black. The marketing of America is very Caucasian. We have an opportunity to put someone in office that is literally the American dream, a biracial person and a woman who is incredibly intelligent and incredibly qualified. So I just hope I'm preaching to the choir. I really don't want to see anybody used as tools of white supremacy to not only oppress others, but to oppress themselves without realizing this. We can do this, y'all. We can do this. We are so close. Our first Black and Asian presidential candidate is about to be elected president of the United States of America, but that can only happen with your vote. I don't know if you remember when President Obama was first elected. I mean, I was working on Broadway then. I was doing The Little Mermaid, and I remember the sense of excitement and hope that was in the air. I had never felt anything like it. It was beautiful. I remember we would literally go from stage into Sherry Renee Scott's dressing room because she had the election results playing in her room. And like we were really keeping track of it. And it was just so exciting. And I remember after me and a few cast members went to Rockefeller Center to take a look at the big map to see how many states he had won. And then somebody else in the cast threw an election party. And then I ended up in Harlem at my girl Rebecca's apartment, and a bunch of us were just sitting and crying and taking it in, like literally dancing in the streets because we saw possibility. We saw possibility. We had hope. And with one election in 2016, we lost that hope. Every group that is any kind of marginalized group has suffered since that 2016 election. There is not one marginalized group that experienced growth during the Trump era. Any supposed growth came from the Obama policies that Trump inherited. But y'all, there are things that have happened on American soil, like the internment camps, the Japanese internment camps. Don't think for a second that Trump won't bring that mess back. With everything he's saying about deporting people, just based on the suspicion that you're not supposed to be here, do not allow apathy to remove the rights that you came here to experience. Do not allow apathy, do not allow assimilation to make you think that they won't ship you off to a country that you don't know anything about. We have seen that the other side does not care about facts. They don't care about, confirming your lineage. They don't care about like, oh, you were born an American citizen. But you know what? Like, if you read through a lot of these policies that they are proposing, people of color are on the chopping block. We cannot go back. We cannot go back. Vote Kamala Harris for president.